And yeah, this is actually my second time recording and actually recording my audio. I accidentally I did not realize that, because most of the time I always keep forgetting to turn off the PlayStation voice command thingamajig, right? But yeah, that's my bad. But anywho, yeah, so this is the bye week video. It's week 7. Welcome back to the Madden 21 franchise player lock series. It's week 7 and we're actually on our bye. And do you know what I actually just forgot to do? I just completely forgot. Now I'm thinking about it. I forgot to go over our schedule, so you guys won't see that in this video. I'll go over that really before week 8, before our week 8 matchup against the Bengals. Who, by the way, we had some breaking news throughout the off season. There was Josh McDaniels is their offensive coordinator, is a part of their offensive staff, and they were caught cheating once again. And he tried to pull off those shame shenanigans. There was a bad legal dispute with one. There was definitely a bad legal dispute. And there's been a bad legal dispute, and it's just been a very toxic. This became a very toxic organization ever really since Sean McVay's took it over. And by the way, it has not been Sean McVay's fault. John McVay has done his best job of keeping everything intact. And by the way, we just signed Bobby Casper to a 4-year extension, and he deserves every bit, every penny. And that's probably a bargain on what we just got on him. I'm thinking about signing Chase Winovich, just a little bit of a break from when I'm talking about the Bengals. We'll get into further detail on who we're gonna think about signing or not. But yeah, this is what's the word I'm trying to look for? But yeah, it's been a very toxic organization, and every single player wants to hold out, and nobody wants to come play there. Even guys who are not even in the league right now doesn't want to play there. You know what I'm saying? And can you blame them? The Bengals really have not done anything since 2015. I understand they made the playoffs, but everything's been toxic. But everything really was kept together because guess what? They had Joe Burrow. And they have lost the locker room ever since not really re-signing that. But Joe Burrow really did not really want to re-sign with them ever since this whole scandal went down, because this is actually going on through the trades and throughout the whole Bengal-Joe Burrow negotiation process, Because if they would have signed Joe Burrow and get that out of the way, I just think it was just too much, and Joe Burrow said, I'm out. You know what I mean? So, you guys are going to see later on this video, this is actually going to be 2 audio recordings are going to be in here. So you guys are going to hear it say, oh, I was muted. That's why. There's 2 audio recordings. So about at least the last 11 minutes of this video, I did record initially on the first attempt, and I did catch it that I was muted throughout the entirety of the video, which I'm a little bit upset because now I'm wasting more time recording my audio again. But it is what it is. And by the way, I did not show this. Jonah Williams actually ended up breaking his femur. And yeah, this Bengals game right here is actually going to be the last game of the season for him. It might be the last game for a while for him. Which is just bad news for him. Bad news. Bad news for the Bengals, a team that's just already falling apart, man. They are falling apart. And since, like you said, not that many players want to play for this team, and really you really gotta just remind yourself of what happened in 03 to Washington. You guys know what they usually were called, the bleep. the bleep skins. I don't know if I can say it because I might get canceled. No, I don't want to be offensive. You know what I mean? Just don't want to do that. But if you guys do not remember, it was Steve Spurrier who was the head coach, right? And nothing worked because he was the head coach. If you guys do not remember what that season was, it was just a circus from start to finish. It was a straight circus. You know what I mean? It was just a straight circus. And like you guys are right now. And by the way, you guys have seen the contracts. I don't think I'm gonna bring back Stephon Gilmore. It depends on regression. I'm gonna have to check that because I don't think I checked that last year in the offseason. I need to check regression and all this other stuff. We will try to get this guy under contract, but he's gonna have to earn it. He hasn't played like it. Last year, he took the right step forward to become an elite quarterback. He needs to, but he's definitely taking some steps back. But last game was definitely, I would definitely say it was a step in the right direction for him in this offense. So, like I said, and so you guys do not know, my brother sometimes makes a little bit of adjustments for the ratings for the players just to make this series a little bit fun and the draft class. I don't know because that would take some of the fun of it, you know. That would take it. It is occasional. I usually would just do it from a different coach. You know what I mean? I usually have that on auto. And no, actually, no. Actually, that was complete BS. But that was complete BS. The only reason why I had that is because for some reason the Bengals decided to sign Baker Mayfield even though they had Joe Burrow. So I wanted to change that and kind of just say, okay, there's no reason to sign Baker Mayfield when you have Joe Burrow. And that actually, now I'm thinking about it, that might have been one of the main reasons why a lot of players did not want to resign with them, and a lot of players didn't want to come. That was probably another reason I didn't even think about. Them signing Baker Mayfield might have actually doomed them. But let's get on to the stats here, and you guys are going to see how horrible that roster is, and you guys saw Zach Phillips. That's too many interceptions, too many mistakes for us. We're gonna have to be better. Stephen Holt is actually leading the team in yards, which is pretty crazy. I think everybody's played all 6 games. Outside of Bobby, he had to miss some time because he got hurt. So yeah, Levi Mills is probably a guy that I think we need to get more involved. So yeah, definitely need to do that. And actually, now I'm thinking about it, guys, I actually have a notebook right next to me, and it actually has every single game that we have after the bye week, right? And actually, I add the dates just so it's actually a little bit more realistic here. But on the 27th of October, that's when Week 8 Sunday games will take place. We'll be going against the Cincinnati Bengals. November 3rd, we'll be in San Francisco. That's gonna be a tough game. Monday Night Football against the next week, the 11th of November. As you guys see, George Dorsch is having a much better year. I told you guys I just needed to get used to the kicking, and I told you he wouldn't be much of a problem. But for the last couple minutes, and then we have to see how Seahawks. They're not doing well this year. Trust me, I do not have a coach there. They're just bad. They don't have scandals and did their quarterback dirty and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, and so they're just bad. But we're gonna have them at 4:05 at home. Then week 12, the 24th, we will have the New York Jets at home, 1 p.m. CBS. Thursday Night Football on the 28th of November will be the Indianapolis Colts. Actually, that's going to be Thanksgiving. That should be the Thanksgiving Thursday game, but obviously it isn't at that point. We had the Miami Dolphins on the 8th at home on 4/15. On the 15th of December, we'll be on the road against the Chargers, 4:05 p.m. and CBS. And you guys are seeing some of the leaders. Tennessee. I'll go over this again probably before the Week 8 ball game against the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll go over this again with the schedule. And then Tennessee, we have Tennessee in Week 16. That will be the final home game of the year at 1 p.m. on CBS or Fox. The telecasting has not been decided for that game. And then we're going to be at Miami, CBS at 4:05 p.m. on the road to end the year on the 29th of December on Sunday. Should be very interesting to see how that plays out. And right now, we are going to go over this, and we're going to take another look. There is, if I'm not mistaken, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Wait, no, not 4. 5, 6. There's like 5 or 6 winning football teams right there that we're going to have to play against. So this schedule isn't really, it's not extremely tough, but there is some tough games on the schedule, and there are some tough games on the road that are going to give us some problems. That we're going to have to find a way to get a win. And as I'm looking at the recording right here, we are nearly done with this first recording session. Here, and we're about to shoot you guys to the second. Here are the sack numbers right here for Myles Garrett. He's been fantastic. Here's the sack numbers for him. Justin Hollins, Leighton Vander Esch has 4. Jaquan Newberry, and I think I was gonna say this in the first recording. If he has another double-digit sack season as a defensive tackle, and by the way, he's a run-stopping archetype, and he is getting pressure on the quarterback. He led our team in sacks last year. He was top 10 in sacks, which gave him an invite to the Pro Bowl. Without question, he is going to get another contract extension. He's going to get a contract extension, and Cole Holcomb is actually leading the league in interceptions, which I am dumbfounded. Right, so we're nearly done with this recording. I think we will see the Bengals roster sooner rather than later. And you guys are going to see the injuries, stuff like that. Next episode, we probably will, at the end of this episode, and by the way, without question, the easiest game on this schedule, without question. Alright, the whole talking voice command thing for the PS5 is acting up. But the whole thing with the but just to let you guys know, you guys are gonna see how bad the roster is, but there are some of the stat leaders in the NFL. But here, I believe we probably are going to see how bad that roster is for the Cincinnati Bengals. I told you guys there was a scandal, stuff like that, and then you had the Joe Burrow thing from a year ago. That's led to not that many people wanting to play with them. I do show Week 6 scores at the end of this video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this second recording session. Peace. I was muted for the entire video. Sorry. I was muted the entire time. I'll just do the last 11. I'll say 11 so minutes up to about like 14, 30 minutes. So I'll do that. Okay. But here's some of the standings in the AFC. You guys see some of the guys that are right now really good. And if I just see that the Rams have played 6 games. So 10 interceptions through 6 games. I would definitely say they're looking for another quarterback. If I'm the Rams, you got to be looking for another quarterback. I didn't know, and by the way, I apologize. I did not know that I was muted, so I'm a little bit upset. Yeah, the Rams are 2-4. They played 6 games, so they still haven't had their bye week yet. But we're nearing at the 10 minutes left in this video. And you guys will see. What's happening. And like I said, nobody wants to play for the Cincinnati Bengals after what they did in the offseason. No one has respect for that organization anymore. No one does. No one has respect for that organization anymore. And everything's in turmoil. Everybody was demanding release and stuff like that. Everybody's holding out. That's why their roster is extremely thin. And now they're kind of rebuilding the rebuild. But many people thought this rebuild was going to be with Joe Burrow, and we're about to actually see the Bengals roster right now. And you guys are about to witness. Look at the talent drop-off after Von Bell, after Andrew Malone. Is he the cousin of Danny Malone? I don't know. But, and that's something that I think EA needs to improve upon. These face scans are terrible. They don't represent nothing. Actually, they did improve on it. But Ethan Hall, they now start this third-year man out of Fresno State. I mean, you can look at the numbers. Just not good. The numbers aren't terrible, but the completion percentage isn't there compared to what Joe Burrow's playing at right now. And Joe Burrow's right now leading a winning football team. This isn't a winning football team right now. This really isn't. And hold on, just in case you all can't hear me, this isn't a winning football team. It just really isn't. And they only got 3 receivers. Let me know if you guys want me to sign somebody. But like I said, nobody wants to play for this team. There was a little cheating scandal with the Bengals and stuff like that. And with how and there was some things that were done and yada yada yada. That made people just want to leave, and now nobody wants to play for that right now. And they are going to be firing their general manager. They're not firing Sean Payton. Sean Payton wanted to get released, but he's probably actually going to get released after this season. Who knows? Maybe they can start winning a few games, and maybe they actually will get a new general manager, which I think they're going to be getting in the next couple weeks. And one of his best friends actually might convince Sean McVay to stay on that coaching staff and stay the head coach. But like I said, like you guys just saw, they have 0 talent, and you guys are going to see there's nobody. Well, I wouldn't say 0 talent. They just don't have that many players on that roster. Like I said, the real reason, like I said, there was a whole little scandal. Well, there wasn't really a scandal, but there were just things, cheating, this, that. There was some whole thing that made things that I think there was like a whole cheating scandal with the Cincinnati Bengals and stuff like that. That really made people not really in kind of their behavior towards certain people. It's not a racial thing, but their behavior towards certain people made people not want to come play there and made them kind of demand their release. And their disrespect towards their stars and their players. That made them not really sign anybody. And they lose again to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And their offense showed up. Even though Ethan Hall threw 2 interceptions, Joe Mixon's really him by himself. It really is just him by himself. That's what it is. It's Joe Mixon by himself. That's how they're scoring points. And even with him only getting 19 carries, and if I'm Cincinnati, with a 67-year-old overall quarterback, a first-year quarterback, would you see that struggle this year? Without question. I'm just saying this. Without question. I'm giving Joe Mixon and the backup running back combined 35 carries. I'm giving Joe Mixon 24 carries. At least. Bare minimum. And the Houston Texans are now, I believe they at least got their 4th win of the year. We'll check in week 6. Like I said, I'll show you guys week 6 scores at the end of this. But you guys see, guess who actually got some playing time? Zach's brother, little brother. He's not really that little. He's a little bit shorter than Zach, but a lot stronger and stockier. Tim Phillips. He actually got his first piece of NFL action probably under center in an NFL game, and he played really well. 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 13 of 15. You know, and I apologize. I forgot to check to see what happened to make him play. I completely forgot, and it must have been pretty early in the game. And there was a shootout up in Minnesota, a 34-31 win for the Minnesota Vikings. Jesus. And both guys threw for over 330, but Rudy Graham had a better day. Packers won, Cowboys won. Packers 300 yards for Jordan Love, 4 touchdowns and an interception. Jameis Winston did not play well in this game at all. Cowboys snapped their losing streak. And by the way, the Miami Dolphins got Tua Tagovailoa back this week, and now they're 5-2. This should be a very interesting finish. This should be very interesting to see how this division and who takes the stranglehold in this division. Right now, we're in last place. I don't really see us getting. I don't think we have a good enough roster right now to be clear division winner. And because you still got this team also ahead of us, including the Jets, and they won this week as well. And Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen played a very good game. 2 great quarterbacks going head to head, and they had 2 great games. But Josh Allen was the one that made a mistake. Patrick Mahomes didn't. That's really what it came down to. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, and Dallas Cowboys, like I said, sorry. This, my PlayStation actually ended up, turning, on this, you know, like the little speaker voice thing. I might need to turn that joint off. I need to remind myself to turn that joint off. But, knuckles. And by the way, the Giants are now 5-1. That's a team that we're gonna have to look out for. That's a team, not really look out for. That's a team that we're gonna have to keep our eye on. Here are the week 6 games, and from what I can see, we'll check it back again. But Patrick Mahomes, decent day. We gotta look around the injuries around the league. And like I already did say, I might keep the left tackle I signed. I might release the receiver. The reason why I say that is because, like I said, there was this whole big scandal with the Cincinnati Bengals. It's now squashed, but the NFL punished them for that scandal, that they couldn't really sign anybody in free agency. They couldn't really sign anybody in free agency. They couldn't do anything. So that's why they have the roster that they have. It's because of the scandal that they have. It's kind of very technical, different, but it's kind of involving cheating because Josh McDaniels is there. The cheating and stuff like that, and they kind of just brought the hammer down. And the Texans did win, so they are 4-2. So now I understand they won this past week. They're now 5-2, and Deshaun Watson might be out for a significant period of time, and we'll talk about that after the Bengals game is over. But now I'm actually thinking about it. I was actually about to help him out. How about the Bengals, and the Dolphins won as well? But Dolphins won as well in week 6. As I said, these are the scores. Chris Streaver's last game as a starter, he actually played pretty well. 16-24, 66%, 3 touchdowns. Alexander Madison has been balling this year. But like I said, I might actually just release. The left tackle and the receiver, because they're not allowed to sign anybody after week 8. They're able to sign somebody. They're not able to sign anybody after week 8 of the NFL season. So, and people holding out stuff like that. That's why this roster is what it is. But we'll see what happens. And I just got news. I just got word that, yeah, they actually signed Denzel Mims and Eric Fisher, but both of these guys have been released. Because they got in arguments with the front office, and now they do not want to play with anybody, and anybody in the league associated with the Cincinnati Bengals, and they do not want to play for that organization. I'll catch you guys in week 8 against the Cincinnati Bengals. Hope you guys like the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good day. Peace.